Well, hello, you join me in Redcar. I'm down here for a photography club. There's a thing going on here and I thought I'd see what they're about. So that's what I'm down here for, but I'm down here early and there's a beach here and the tide is coming in by the look of it. Or going out, I'm not too sure. I don't know the tidal things, I didn't actually look up. So I've got my camera with me, my X-T3, and going to take some photos. I've just paid for parking. And it's expensive. It definitely felt that in my back pocket. It was £7 for 3 hours. Very expensive for quite an isolated little car park. Anyway, going to grab the camera bag and I'll head over to the beach, which is just behind me. Yeah, it's cold, so I'm going to wear my my beanie or my woolly hat. I don't know what you call it. In Australia, you call it a beanie. I think over here you call it a woolly hat. My mum keeps correcting me on that, so yeah, not too sure. So wear that. I'm going to be lovely and warm with that on. Much better than my thin one that I had in Australia, which was a thermal one, but this one keeps my head lovely and warm. So yeah, let's head out and see what's about over here. I've also just done a video on my car. Well, I shot it a while ago. I just edited it today and uploaded it. I wasn't too sure about that video. I thought I wasn't really too keen, but after editing the video, I didn't mind it actually. It was actually pretty good. So, what are we going to do? I don't know. So I'm just going to go for a wander, but I just want to give you a little update on what I'm currently doing when it comes to everything before I leave for Australia, where I'm going to be for business. And I'm going to be there for about 8 months. Hopefully not that long, but 8 months is the maximum. I don't want to be there any longer because I want to get back here and set things up. I'm making connections, which is fantastic. Whereas before, when I planned on going back to Australia, I think it was about 2 months ago, I decided to go back. What was it, August or July? But for business, I wasn't going to go back to live. Make sure it's clear and quickly cross. There's no point pressing the button for that. What connections have I made? Well, I'm making connections to clubs. That's why I'm actually down here tonight for the I don't know, it's Redcar Photography Association thingy majiggy. I don't know what they call it. I'm so out of touch with these things that I don't know, and it's just, yeah, I'm a part of a concert photography club. I'm a part of Durham photography club thingy. But they don't seem to welcome me with open arms like Concert do. So it'll be interesting what these guys do. So I've ditched Durham. They've kept my 70 quid. I haven't told them I've left. I just left because there's no point. They would just ignore me anyway, most of them. They were very cliquey. And yeah, it went on for a long time. And what I like about the Concert Photography Club is they, after the event, after the club meet, they go to Wetherspoons up the road for a beer, and we get to sit around a table. We make bring some tables together, bring the chairs together, and have a right old drink and a bit of natter. It's absolutely wonderful. It's a great way to just unwind and just chat and share about things that are going on and ideas. So it's a great way of brainstorming. And I found out that I'm actually having an impact on the club. I didn't even realise. I thought that I was being quiet and subtle because I haven't spoken as much as I possibly could, as much as I could do. And yeah, apparently I'm making a mark, and I'm making a little impact. And I have just probably given about 5% of myself so far, just knowing that I'm making a difference already, which is insane. I've only been there since the 1st of September when it started. Mind you, I do love what I do, and I try and rile up others to do so, to enjoy what I enjoy doing. Well, it's different here, isn't it? Very different to the Australian beaches. I am looking forward to getting back and doing some photography in Australia, though it's not my main thing. It's not my main thing to do photography. My main thing is business connections, startups. I want to at least try and start up about 4 or 5 different businesses. I've just got to work out how to sort it all out because of taxes and stuff. and earning money. I can earn money in Australia because I'm an Australian resident, an Australian citizen, and I'm an Australian citizen of the UK as well. Yeah, just trying to work out what to take photos of. Maybe got my boots on and everything. Maybe I'll just walk over here, and I'll try not to fall over on this rocky surface, which is full of big pebbles, basically, big stones. Yeah, you might be able to hear the sea. That's a lovely sound. I haven't been to the sea in such a long time. When I was in Australia, I used to always go to the sea, and now not so much. So I'm not sure about going that way. There's people, doesn't seem to be much over that way. There's a little pier, but it's very short. I was thinking about taking photos of that, but not sure. Or I think I might just head down that way. We've got the nice cliffs over there. So I think I'll head down that way, and it will give me an opportunity to see what this tide is doing. I think it's going out, and see if I can find any composition. But I'm not going to take any photos in this video. I just want to just make a little video giving you a little update. So yeah, I'm focusing on getting myself known here in England, you know, building up contacts, building up networks, and familiarising myself with the English way of life. Because being in Australia for 24 years in total, I've got a certain way of life, and oh wow, that's nice. I like that. Maybe I might get my camera out. I just don't want that to fade away or get damaged. That is lovely. If I can do a long exposure black and white with the clouds getting in the reflection, I think that'd be lovely. I'm gonna get my camera out. Let's have a go. Let's have a go, Salmon, to get our camera out and take some photographs. I'm all about fine art stuff, all about little simple things. And this is going to be a bit tricky. Hang on. I might have to put you down. Hang on. Does that work? I don't know. So, yeah, it's all about enjoying what I'm doing, socialising, getting to terms with the English language, because that's definitely new for me. You know, I've been away for such a long time, and the English and the language has changed so much. You know, it's yeah, the native tongue, and the native tongue changes as well. So yeah, here's my camera. I'm going to try without any filters at the moment, just to compose the scene. I wish I bought a tripod, but I didn't really think this would be the way it would be going. And I don't have a wider lens than my 16mm, so yeah, it'll be interesting. But I definitely bought my filters, so I want to do some long exposure work. Do I have to? No, I don't need to move. I can sort of see the viewfinder there. So I'll probably go F10, F11. Let's see. Why is it not going? Ah, knocked it out. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put my mist filters on for this one, which will be lovely because I haven't used those in a while now. Am I still in the frame? Yes, I still am. Don't know about the top of me, because I can't see that. It's such a small screen on that camera. This may work, I'm not too sure. It's one of those scenes which I'm not... I might have to use a polarizer actually to... I don't know. Let's see about getting me closer. Yeah, I just want to make this a nice simple scene. There we go. Alright, I'm going to grab my filters and put that on. Where are my filters? Or filter holder, I should say. I'm just probably going to use a 10 stop. I don't need to go for a long shot here. I didn't expect to take any photos either. Yeah, let's grab that. I'll show you in a little bit, once I've got this put on and all the filters, walk you through my composition, because I realise I'm not doing a very good job at the moment. So yeah, we'll pop that down there. I've got so much work to do. I want to make at least 8 videos this week, which is insane. And anyone else who knows about videos, making them, that is insane. So, yeah, anyway, I'll grab my 10 stop, which is this guy here. And I'll grab my mist filters as well. Alright, so I've got my camera set up, as you can see, as I was talking. So we've got our 6 stop on there and a graduated mist filter. That's allowing, with the settings of ISO 80, f11, I'm probably going to go f13, and exposure time of 25 seconds. So I'm going for quite a bright scene, and yeah, I'm not worried about the background or anything. I'm probably going to have to soften this a little bit in editing. Actually, maybe it's going to have to come down a little bit, maybe 20 seconds. It's showing me my the sky's a little bit bright there, but my histogram says it's fine. Now let's do both. Let's do 25 seconds. So yeah, just a nice little scene right here. I've just realised I was going to show you what the scene was going to be, but I guess you get the gist. So just a nice little pocket of water with a nice rock in the foreground, and then it's got nice little textures on the surface of the sand, and then just fading out. And that's why I'm using the mist filter, because you might be able to tell there's some little rock pools and distracting elements, and I don't want that in the scene, so I just want to keep it nice and simple. And that's taking the photo right now. So it's doing second exposure for the long exposure noise reduction, so I get a nice clean file. This is nice down here. I'm wondering what else I'll find. Yeah, I just want to do some nice fine art minimalistic stuff. That's my domain, that's my cup of tea. Ooh, this looks nice. You can sort of see that scene. Let's check the histogram. Yeah, that's blowing out there, damn. Alright, so check the focus. And that's looking good. That looks good, good stuff. So we might bring that mist filter down a little bit. That guy there. Just top off, maybe just come just into the frame. And then shutter speed wise, maybe go 15 seconds, eh? It's enough, it should be fine. So I'll do that. 2 second self timer. There we go, just of this little collective in here. Yeah, nice little details on the sand there. I'm hoping this camera, no, the camera will be able to do it. This lens is absolutely stellar, I love it. And using my Lee holder with Hyder filters and my Lee Mist Grad. So it's still taking the photograph now. I think it's just doing the low exposure noise reduction. There we go, that's better. I think we're still blowing out just a touch here, but I think what I'm going to do in editing is I'm going to get rid of that bit of sky anyway, or that area. I'm going to crop probably to a 4x3, so that doesn't really matter so long as I got the detail down here. What I might do actually is lower the camera just a little bit more and get a little bit more of the foreground in. So I'll just lower the camera now. I'm going to go 25 seconds this time. The reason being is it was just before it was catching the bright part, but now there's no bright part. So, and we'll also zoom out a bit. Yeah, that should be good. Get that. I like this. I'm going to keep taking some photos anyway, just walking around, going for some nice fine art, sort of picking out little scenes, even bits of like the seaweed amongst the sand. Might not look like much, but when you're creative and you really think about the composition and you think about the framing, that one might not work too well. It was a bit flattened out. It's all about looking around the scene and seeing what works. Because I've taken some really simple photos in the past and it worked an absolute treat. If it wasn't for me taking those simple photos and experimenting with my photography, I wouldn't have known to do that. I'm going to actually take that shot again. It's a bit bright. There we go, 15 seconds again, eh? Yeah, if it wasn't for me experimenting with my photography and just trying different things, things that I thought that wouldn't work, that turn out they do work, you know, it really opens up your eyes and go, well, if that works, and I disregarded it to begin with, what else could have worked in the past that I dismissed? And then it makes your eye work, it makes you think as well. So what I like to do, as I mentioned in many of my videos, I look at the scene and I imagine what it's going to be at the end once I processed it. Once I do the other 50% in Lightroom and the other 50% on location and working back, and then I can achieve the settings and all the shots that I want. This is just what I've done for this one. Yeah, not too sure. Maybe I might do it in landscape as well and orientation. I feel like it needs a bit more either side. Maybe I don't need the top. So it's all about learning and trying different things and thinking ahead of time. Does this work? Being critical on yourself. If you're not critical on your photography and you're not critical on yourself, you're not really going to improve too well. I'm very, very critical on my photography. I'm very critical on myself. You know, there's work that I've created, but over the years, and there's probably just a number of images that I really, really like, and the rest, I go, they're good, but how can I improve on that? And I don't think that's a bad thing to do. It's not great on your mental health, that's for sure, because you don't think you're as good as you are. And I think my work's all right. I don't think it's anything, you know, I don't know, what's the term for it? I can't think of it. But yeah, it's nice, and I do this solely for me. I don't do it for anyone else. I don't enter awards. I don't do competitions. I don't do any of that. I take photos for me, and I don't do it for others. Anyway, I think I'm definitely going off course. I'm going off tangent. I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. So yeah, I'm you know, sorting things out here. I'm also, because when it comes to me going forth, I want to be doing things on neurodiversity, because if you don't know, I've got autism. I'm pretty sure I know I'm dyslexic, and I've got ADHD. When I got diagnosed with my autism, I wasn't in the best position mentally. Well, I was actually a complete and utter wreck, and I was in a very, very dark place, and yeah, I was basically like a zombie back then. So I wasn't the person I am today. If I went to go back for a test to see if I had autism or ADHD or both, I think I would have both. So neurodiversities I'm working on. I need to work out how I'm going to integrate that. I'm also working on mental health, how to incorporate that into the community. So I've linked up with a guy, Paul, who's here based in near Middlesbrough area. I'm going to try and catch up with him maybe on the week, or this week sometime, or late next week, or at some point I want to meet up with him. He's been through a lot, I've been through a lot. I want to hear his story even more. I want to share my story of everything, and build up something here as well. So, oh fucking hell, this thing is getting massive. I just don't know how to start it, but so long as I get the blocks in place, or I get those avenues in place, then it's so much easier for me to link the dots to make something happen, versus trying to make something happen that doesn't have the foundations, doesn't have the raw materials for that. And by the way, the tide is going out, which is lovely, so it's going to reveal more and more compositions as it fades out. It's 4:30. I've got until, the thing starts at 7, so I'm going to leave for about 6. I just wanted to pay for a bit longer than 2 hours in case I ever stayed a bit long. So yeah, I am doing things. My my community that I've built, online, that's going to have to wait until I get back to Australia and start things up. Then I can really sort of push that. There's things that have changed which I need to work out, the implementation and how to do things. I'm changing so originally the platform for the forum, I was also going to do education on there. That's not going to be the case, so I need to reshoot a video for the forum. Yeah, it's just one of my contacts or contacts slash friends. He's a commercial photographer. He shoots on the phase and stuff, and he asked me about it, and he said, so it's basically like a classified thing, and I went, yeah, but it's not. And if he says it's like a classified, and he gets that impression, and then other people are going to get that impression. So I'm going to build another platform for that, which will integrate it into the same name. Got 2 platforms in mind, one's free, one's paid. I just need to work out the pros and cons for both. I also need to create some other websites as well. If you knew what was going on inside of my head and what I have to work out to make this thing, what I want to do, work, it's an absolute minefield. It really is. And the worst thing of it all, at the moment, I don't have anyone to sit down and talk to this about. It's just what's going on in my head. I would love it to be able to just sit down with other people, talk about it, come up with ideas, and make actions happen, because it's so hard to keep the motivation going. There's days when I really struggle. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to end on that, so I'm just trying to think of something else to end on, because you don't end up on a low, you end up on a high, don't you? So yeah, I'm really going to go ahead with this thing, and my goal is to impact millions, if not billions, of people worldwide. I keep thinking about a social media platform, but I look at what other people are doing, and you look at the more basic stuff, what like Instagram used to be, and it just feels really odd and bizarre. So I'm not sure. I need to learn the market, and I need to learn what the market needs, and work out some implementation. There's just so many things to work out. Anyway, I'm going to get on with my taking photos and enjoying this scene, and I'll share some photos at the end of this, eh? Why not? I don't seem to be sharing many photos on social media. I can't be bothered, to be honest. I do a little bit on Instagram, a little bit on here on YouTube, a little bit on Facebook, but I just can't be arsed. I'm just focusing on too many other things at the moment. Anyway, I better get some videos made going forth. So this will be up after my car one, and then I've got other ones that I'm going to do. So yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, and also I've got to go along to the club in a little while. So, and I've got to eat something, because I haven't eaten anything all day. That's terribly bad. Good thing I've got a bit of a paunch, because I think I'm burning through those calories, or that fat deposit, which is well, I have a little bit of a belly, which isn't too bad. Yeah, I think I can see someone else with our camera out. So interesting, are they going to go along to the club later? Might have a little natter with them later. Anyway, I'm Simon, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye for now, and take care.